Joining us today, I have a British DJ and one of my favourite legends. I have grown up alongside them and I'm still trying to throw shapes too, like I was back when I was with my youth, and a whistle stayed firmly around my neck and white gloves was not for warmth. I'm here today with Mark from Altern. Can you please take me back to the 80s and 90s? What was your first gig and how did it shape your journey in the music industry?
The first ever Altern gig, we honestly didn't think we were going to do any more. It was just a one-off. So we played at the Eclipse in Coventry as Nexus 21, which was like the main project we were doing. And we played there early '91 as part of a Warp Network tour. And so there was, on stage, there was me with an X stand and 2 drum machines, and Chris with 2 keyboards on his X stand. And I thought when we did the first Altern one, which was July 1991, people are going to see us and think, hold on a minute, I saw them a couple of months ago. So I thought we need to hide ourselves. So my brother was in the RAF at the time. And he said, I've got these NBC suits, if you want those. So cut all the charcoal out of them, put them on, wrote Altern in Tipp-Ex on the front pocket, filled it in with a highlighter, got the masks, painted them fluorescent, put A for Altern on. Just thought, this'll do for the gig, and that'll be that. So little did we know, we were going to do like God knows how many gigs, but it properly went off. We weren't expecting it to. We didn't know what to expect from the gig at all. And we played, Infiltrate was on promo at the time. So that was doing really well. So when we played that, everyone knew that. But the rest of the tracks were just like little made up ones just to pad out half an hour. They turned out to be Frequency, Evaporate and Activate, which became later singles. So it was that pretty much set the tone for the rest of the Altern career.
How old were you at the time?
91, so I was just turned 23.
Oh, a long time ago for me, this is. Your use of masks and chemical suits was such an iconic look back then, but what inspired that?
Well, it was just that, to hide ourselves. We didn't want people to know that we were Nexus 21. So it kept the mystery up for quite a while. People didn't know who were in the suits. And people generally saw, when you thought of Altern, you didn't think, there's 2 people inside those suits. You just saw the green suits and the masks. Yeah. So there was quite a lot of mystery about the suits. And we did interviews in them. We had special masks made with a bit of mesh where the A was, so that people could hear us, otherwise it was dead muffled.
Did you not, because the heat as well then, did you not think, this was a good idea, but I'm going to pass out, this is hot? It was,
because we only thought we were doing the one gig, we didn't really think it through very well. With, you're in a club which is hot anyway, there's no air conditioning, and we've got to be in these suits and masks for half an hour. So there are photos online where you can see where we've just come off stage, and the hood and the tops are absolutely soaked. And the masks, after half an hour, they began to smell a bit, which was why we put Vicks inside them, just so as it smelled a bit nicer.
Looking back, which track best represents the essence of Altern?
I think the 2 that, even though Evaporate and Activate were the 2 biggest tunes, I think if you mention Altern, everyone either says Infiltrate 202 or Frequency.
Yeah.
They're the 2. They're both completely different, but they're what people choose as our biggest tracks.
Why do you think Altern still resonates with fans today?
There are people who went out back in the day who still go out now. They've got the kids of flown the coop and they're, you know, they're living their best life, aren't they? You know, they're going out and enjoying themselves. There's, like back then, there was the people who weren't old enough to go to clubs but collected the flyers and were into the music, so they're going out. Plus the fact you've got like a whole new generation of people who their mum and dad have brought them up on this music. You know, whereas when I was a kid, Radio 2 was on and you listened to everything that was on there. Like their mums and dads, you know, where they've come home from work or whatever, they pop an old rave tape on and their kids have heard it all their life. So they're going out and experiencing it for the first time.
Yeah.
And plus the fact, you know, it's the kind of music that brings back so many memories. You know, there's memories attached to each different tune. So people go out and hear them and it just brings it all back.
If you were starting Alternate today, is there anything you would do differently?
There's quite a lot, to be honest. I'd be a hell of a lot more business-like, because when I started, I just liked getting a song onto a record. You know, that was it for me. So, whereas nowadays you can go online and there's advice about signing record contracts, you know, your rights, giving them away for only a short period of time, getting your rights back, your publishing, PRS, PPL, all the rest of that. So there's that side of things. I'm still not very business-like at all. You know, a lot of people who are in the scene now, you know, they know what they're doing and they've sorted everything out, and I'm still pretty much just happy with getting a song out.
It's the love of the music and playing it.
Exactly, you know, that's why I do it. You know, it's certainly not, it's never been about the money.
Yeah.
Money is nice, people can't live without earning money, you know, and when people say, oh, you're doing it for the money, you're just milking the scene. It's like, you go out and you've got a job, that's how you earn your money. This is how I earn mine. Yeah. You know, but it's, you know, we're not living in luxury or anything like that. We're just making a living. If
you could collaborate with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
I would have loved to have made a song with Derek May. He's probably, you know, my all-time number one musical hero. I have collaborated with quite a few people. I mean, I'm working with Shadow Child at the moment. He's an absolute genius in the studio. You know, when we go in, vibe off each other, we can be doing a track and I'll say, oh, what about doing this? He's already doing it. Yeah. You know, so we're on the same wavelength. So, you know, I'm very happy with that collaboration.
If your mask could talk and would say anything about the rave days and your musical career, what would it say?
It'd probably say ouch, my first mask, because somebody sat on it.
Oh.
We did a gig at the Hacienda, and the guy who used to drive us about in a van to do gigs, he didn't see it when he sat down, and I put it on a chair while we were taking our suits off, and he sat down on it, and I kept it for a bit, and then when they were doing artwork for Evaporate, they said, have you got a mask or anything you could send to the people who do the artwork? So I got it back into shape, sent that off. That ended up, it was on the Evaporate cover, but it ended up being the mask that's on full-on mask hysteria. So it's probably the most famous of all the masks. And if you look carefully, you can see down the nose of it, there's a big crack in the paintwork, because it had been sat on and squashed. But I mean, the masks have been through a lot. I get them stolen quite a lot. Take it off during a gig, and someone will reach over and grab one, and you know you're never going to find it. And they're a pain in the arse to make. Yeah. But yeah, there's a hell of a lot of stories.
What's the most unexpected place you've ever seen someone dancing to your music?
Whoa, unexpected place I've seen anyone dance to my music. Probably my front room, to be honest. Because when it's your own music,
Yes.
you know, no one's really, like my kids don't bother with it. They know the dad's different, does a different job, but you know, no one really bothers with it, and we don't play it at home. And if it's ever come on one of the Top of the Pops reruns, and someone's walked through the front room and started, it's like, no way, I wasn't expecting that.
Right, these next questions might be a little bizarre. So, daytime raving is going down big with different generations, but when you're not playing, how do you unwind?
I play a lot of like nice mellow house music and 8’s. I mean, like 8’s funk and soul was my thing before like the rave scene kicked in. Electro and breakdancing and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of stuff that I play at home. Recently I've been making a lot of masks, which making one is a pain.
Yeah.
And I decided last year for 35 years of Alternate, I'd make 35 and we'd get them framed and sell them.
I'll have one.
And well, I put them up for sale thinking maybe we'd do 5 that month, and then we put another 5 up, and maybe 5 would go the next month. And I put the 35 up for sale. Went to the pictures. That's another thing to do. And when I came out, all 35 had gone.
Sold?
Straight away, yeah, within less than 24 hours. So then we then did 5, sent them out, make sure everyone had got them, then to do another 5, send them out again. So painted 35 masks was a chore. I mean, my eyesight's not what it used to be. My hand's not as steady as it used to be. And when you're making something for someone, you know, you're trying to make, you know, I can make a bodge job for my own,
but you've got to make it that little
special,
bit more. If you had to describe proper rave using only 3 words, what would they be?
Proper rave.
Like old school rave. Your rave. In 3 words.
Dark, dingy, sweaty. Because most places were dark, well dingy and extremely sweaty, especially if you've got one of these stupid suits on.
Yeah. Now everyone has a track that is their guilty pleasures. What's your guilty pleasure track?
I don't feel that guilty about it, but it's Time by Culture Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But there's an event called Vivid Party People, and I've played there, and they play like 80s and 90s, and I had the old suit on, and I played loads of 80s soul and funk, and then bust out loads of pop music, and ended up playing stuff like Jump by Van Halen.
Yeah, good old tracks.
Yeah.
If your music had a smell, what would it be?
Vicks.
I said that Baker Rock.
Yeah. I mean, we got that from an event in Newcastle. We went up there and you could smell it as soon as you got in the club.
Yeah.
We didn't realise why people were wearing it, but straight away I thought that'd be a good idea to put in the mask. Everyone thought we were putting it in the masks, so we were off our nut while we were playing, which we weren't. I mean, you know, you can't be completely off your nut trying to do a live PA.
Yeah.
But no, it was purely the smell to make the masks nicer.
And lastly, quick fire round, right?
Okay.
Louder or faster?
Louder.
Warehouse or field?
Warehouse.
Glow sticks or lasers?
Lasers.
1992 or now?
1992.
Whistle or horn?
Horn.
Really?
Yeah. Air horns, they're so lacking from the rave scene.
Oh, mine's a whistle through and through. And one word to describe a perfect rave.
Euphoria.
Snap, I said exactly the same. Lastly, what are your plans for the future?
I'd really like to do a second Alternate album. I've thought about it loads. I did a track in 2015 that was in our live sets for like 5 years before we released it. Decided to release it in 2020, and you know how that year went.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd like to do a new alternate album, but continue the collaboration with Shadow Child with the mask stuff that we're doing. We're doing quite a lot of remixes. Just actually this week we just remixed Rhythm on the Loose Break of Dawn, which is a rave anthem. So hopefully I might get a chance to play it tonight.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
No, thank
and have
you.
an awesome set.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good night.